Hi Pies fans, we are the seated two-man team from Lulie Street, brought to you by United Petroleum. Now Riv, we're going a bit later in the week this week, so we're going to have a bit of a preview focus. But given I've been dropping the F-bomb a lot on this show of late, we're triumphant return of the ladder. So Riv, ladder. So we're back up to 11th on the ladder, Riv. Genuine 8-point game this week against Essendon. They're 7-7. We are 6-7. Win this one this week, we tie it up, and the F-bomb just keeps getting louder and louder. So, yeah, give us a bit of rundown on Essendon this week. Obviously, they touched us up a bit at Windy Hill on Anzac Day, or day before Anzac Day. But how are we going to go about knocking Essendon over this week?
Yeah, well, over the last few years, they've probably touched us up quite a bit. So we've lost it around the contest. In a few areas down back, which coughing up easy goals hasn't helped us. So, yeah, clearly they're in a really good form team at the moment. Even though losing to Casey on the weekend, there's still a lot of AFL listed players playing for them. So the challenge for us at the moment is to match them in that and have a really hard contest towards beating them all around the ground, not just in the contest.
Beautiful. Now, one of the great wins of your short coaching career, Riv, on the weekend. It was an amazing game of footy, really top shelf VFL football. Yep. 2-point win. Give us a bit of a rundown on, I guess, they came at us really hard in that third quarter, kicked 7 in a row. How did you kind of realign the boys at three-quarter time to fire that last quarter, which was just stunning? Yeah,
well, I thought our first half was really good. We were, we knew it was going to be a tight contest. They were on the last 5 in a row, Richmond, so it's going to be really tight for us. But first half was great, and then third quarter got away from us. They kicked 7 goals in a row, and it was disappointing because we worked so hard in that first 2.5 quarters to play some really good footy. So. Yeah, three-quarter time we just got back to, well, the main message was just to get back to the way we played in that first 2.5 quarters, was win the contest, play some selfless footy, and we did that in the last quarter. The stats say we pretty much won every key stat, contested possession, I think 16 more inside 50s, and we controlled the game in our forward half for 70% of that quarter. So it was a really good response from a young group. We've definitely matured over the last 4 or 5 weeks as a group. So yeah, like I said, the challenge again this week is to repeat that performance.
Hopefully kick straight, Riv. 14-20.
20 points. It doesn't help. It doesn't help the stress levels in the box.
Well, let's hear what Captain Jack had to say after the game.
Really good response. I think we held our way for the first half pretty well, and then they came out hard in the third quarter and really put it to us, kicking 7 goals unanswered. So Riv sort of gave us a serve at three-quarter time, which was well and truly deserved. But it was a really good fight back, and I'm glad the boys got away with the win. So getting off to a start 1-5 sort of wasn't ideal, but credit to the boys. All we've done is just stuck out what we've been coached over all pre-season, and so it's been good character by everyone to sort of bounce back. And the feel around the club's been great, and it's great to be a part of it.
So Riv spray, I like it. I like when Riv kind of just gives him a bit. So tell us a bit about what you said in that spray.
I can't say a lot to you on camera.
A few expletives?
Yeah, it was. I was just more frustrated, mate, with the fact that, like I said before, we just got back to not playing our way, and the boys realised that. So I was just trying to kick them into gear to know that when we do play our way, we're pretty hard to beat. And like I said, we got a good response in the end.
Well, it's vicious. I've seen it firsthand. It's a vicious thing, a river spray.
Yeah.
One person you wouldn't have been spraying this game is Tom Phillips. That is about as an elite game as you can play. 40 disposals, 6 marks, 10 tackles, 6 clearances, 3 goals, but more importantly, 157 Lulies. Give us a bit of a rundown on Flip's game, and surely he's putting his hand up for AFL selection this week.
Yeah, no doubt. I think last few weeks, like I said before, last week he was had the flu and was quite crook for a couple of weeks, which lost a few kilos, so he definitely struggled that last week as well, but found some form this week. And well, clearly you can see he's a really good talent and can play at a high standard AFL level, and probably too good for VFL level, but it's great to have him back, and the way his work rate is just outstanding all day, and to get 40 touches just shows you how hard he's actually working. So a pivotal player for us on the weekend. I don't think we'll see him this weekend, but I'll hopefully can get up and play a really good role for us at AFL level.
Well, you're pretty stiff if you have 40 touches and not win the United Reward Cards Player or Performance of the Week. I was tossing up two options here. Maddy Smith, turning himself into an elite small defender. Knocked over Shea Bolton. He's knocked over some of the other small forwards in the competition the last few weeks, but couldn't go past Lockie Tardrew's absolute flower bag, floating mongrel punt that won us the
60
game.
Out, yeah, from 60 out, he said.
Now, what were you saying about Lockie? First goal in VFL football.
I think it was his first goal, yeah, in VFL footy, so it's a fair first goal to get.
What a time to shine now. I guess it all happened pretty quickly, but what was going through your head when that mongrel punt was floating through?
Well, yeah, it was all day we thought we were in control of the game, but to go down with a couple of minutes to go was, yeah, I was quite frustrated at the time, but yeah, we had a really good setup at stoppage. Whitey hit a nice tap back into a bit of space there, and Lockie was there in a perfect position. So to hit that goal was great. There was still probably a minute 30 to go after that goal, so it was a bit stressful in the box, but the boys played their role, and Coxie went down behind the ball and took a really good mark for us, and yeah, ended up getting the points. So reward for effort, which is great.
On that 35-minute last quarter in a tight game, that just does your head in, doesn't it? So
it does. I don't know what the timekeeper was doing.
He's having a nap.
It was a long quarter, that's for sure.
Well, big week this week, Pies fans. Get along to Vic Park on Sunday. Again, another double-header. 8-point game for the VFL Pies. Win this and the F-bomb just gets louder and louder, Riv. So get along to both games this week. 2 more wins. Go VFL Pies.